Good evening. You hold me like a weapon. You dig me into your skin, and I will make a home there. You know, I'd give you all you wanted. I'd do anything to have it. I can't do your homework. I'm just screaming from the inside of my throat. Because sometimes there ain't no holy angels left in Hollywood. Nothing is overanalyzed. I'll keep you safe at night, chasing the holy rollers from the freeway fights. Too many moments paralyzed. No one is sane. I'll keep you safe at night. We never learn the lesson, but watch it surprise us still. Yeah, history is lonely. There ain't no holy angels left in Hollywood. Nothing is overanalyzed. I'll keep you safe at night, chasing the holy rollers through the freeway fights. Too many moments paralyzed. No one is sane. I'll keep you safe at night. Welcome to the Angel Channel. Glad to have you with us. So those are the words from a real favorite song of mine called Holy by an artist named Dressage. And she is a badass. And that song has really deep meanings for me. I don't know that we've ever talked about allies here on the show, but we will maybe next week. But when I had my connection with my ally, most intense experience in my life. This was the song that was the first song I heard when I turned on some music, and that first couple of lines, you hold me like a weapon, you dig me into your skin, because that's exactly the way it felt like. Anyway, glad you're here with us. Hope everybody's good. Let me check the chat. Wow, ton of people already. Inga, what's up? CJ, glad to see you. Alana, what's up? What's up from Lutz, man? Hope the move went smooth. Spectra, good to see you as always. Tammy Job, there you go. Good to see you. Mary Jo, man, there you go. Mary Jo and I do a yoga sound bath thing every Sunday morning at Faded, and man, the weather's just been so beautiful, and we really have a great flow and connection, and people have really been digging it. So if you get a chance, come out and share some time with us, man, because it's a good zone. Yeah, boy, 2012. Arnie, what's up? Linda, hey, Tom, good to see you guys, man. This is going to be a really fun one tonight. I think we're, I told everybody I'm kind of deeply entrenched in school right at the moment. I'm doing the International Sound Therapy Association courses. Something I've been involved with for about 30 years. I ran across this while I was digging in. I was doing numbers and colors, and I was deeply into correspondences at the time. And I started hooking up the piano, the notes of the piano, with numbers and colors and a whole bunch of things we'll go into in depth here in just a second. But one of the coolest things about it is that you can take any name, every word, every sentence has a musical sequence to it. And if you see on the, let me see if I can grab one here real quick. On my tarot deck, on the major arcana cards, which now, of course, I can't find one. Yeah, they'll be really hard to see. I've got the musical sequence for each of the names of the cards, and I've been doing a lot of my commercial work, focusing on like starting with the name and the actual numbers and the flow of the frequency of that word and that name. And well, for instance, the angel channel music that as it is at the beginning of the show, the melody line, that piano melody line, that is the words, the angel channel in notes. And it's beautiful. And I've been really playing around a lot with that. And so I thought, I'd get a couple of you guys to, hook up, and we'll try to do a first name. I'm not going to do the whole names. And this is going to be a really just short little primer, man, to show you how this can get started. But there's always such coolness in every name. So I'll probably be able to do like, one or two. So get your name in, and we'll see where we go. That'll be super fun. So we're in the crescent moon, the waning crescent, and the last little sliver before it goes to the new moon, which is tomorrow. Dog's barking. Yeah, he auditioned earlier and he's mad I didn't. Okay. Hey, Grant gets out. Good to see you. So something I wanted to kind of bring up to you is it's really cool to understand the nature of the day you were born in. Like, what was going on? What was the temperature? What was the weather? Barometric pressure? Were there storms? Where was the moon? All of those things. So it's really curious. I was born on a gibbous, on a waxing gibbous, which is the last crescent right before the moon becomes completely full, but it already looks full, right? And for me, that's my strongest day of the month, man. Like, I just have extra energy on those couple of days, and like I can't, I like have lots of ideas. I'm just like flowing really good. To the flip side, like today, I feel like I've been walking around with a cement overcoat. Just drained, man. Have had no energy. I've charged up a bunch of times, and I'll get good for a minute or two. And so over the years, I've noticed this for many years now, and I've just sort of surrendered. Like, okay, you can have this day of the month, and I'll just chill out. So I got my stuff out for the show this morning, and that's pretty much all I've made myself do all day today. But what's curious is that's the flip side of my strongest day. Like, what happens on your birthday is kind of like your so it's really easy to look stuff up these days. Go find what was going on in the city that you were born in. What time of day? What were the stars? Could you see this? What kind of astronomical stuff was going on, and the astrology already, which you pretty much get from your birth chart already. But start looking for things that, like, if you notice things where like you don't have that much energy, or like you're kind of down on a particular day, it's really kind of cool. I've like seen how like those situations for me are opposites of my birth moment and the time I was born. So again, just go scope it out. By the way, it was 21 degrees. I was born on February 1st. It was 21 degrees and super crystal clear, and a bright waxing gibbous moon. So woohoo. in Wichita, Kansas. All right. Let's see, what do we got here? Oh yeah, I want to make a comment about the Three Eye Atlas thing. Like every time I turn on YouTube now, man, there's some other thing about how Three Eye Atlas is some alien probe, and like, oh my God, I've seen so many people claiming this. And my kind of take on it. First of all, when I do my own reach out, it doesn't really feel sentient or like, but it feels like super cool. And from my perspective, we're going into a whole different part of the galaxy that we, in our lifetime, certainly have never been anywhere close. That's a 26,000 year cycle. So the area we're entering into right now has got all kinds of different stuff than where we've been. And I'm like really excited about getting this big piece of rock that acts anomalous to all the other pieces of rock that have been flying in. And it's got all these different properties, super interesting, like this whole host of things to figure out about it chemically, where to come from, how to get here. And I think it's like a once in a lifetime astronomical event that is all on its own, like super cool. And where I am on the alien thing is, I've seen enough things, like anything's possible. Anything's possible, though not necessarily probable. And I just maintain a healthy neutrality on stuff like that. When somebody's coming out and, like all those things are just for clicks. Oh yeah, it's the end of the world. Oh yeah. Everybody jumps on it like that's truth. And I'm like, guys, come on, please. So anyway, I'm keeping a neutral outlook. It's zoomed around the sun. We couldn't see it for a minute because it was hidden behind the sun, and it was super close to Mars, and it's doing its perihelion thing now. And there are a couple of things, we've gotten a few good shots, but all those images you see of Three Eye Atlas, those are all AI computer generated images. None of the images we have from the Webb telescope or Hubble or anything else are like show any detail whatsoever. Nothing. So I'm just keeping a healthy, like, teach me, show me what you got, and holding out any conclusions until we get a lot more information. And in addition to Three Eye Atlas, though, and nobody's really talking about this, but there was a whole swarm of comets coming in. One of them called R2 Swan. It's like 100 times bigger than Three Eye Atlas. Where did that come from, man? That came from interstellar space. Like, I'd love to be able to touch that and just read where it's been, because that would be an amazing, amazing story. I'm old now, man. I'm really ancient. I don't even hate to admit that anymore. It's just like there's a certain peace and acceptance. That's for you. And, over the course of my life, like I've seen so many waves of things that were just that people got carried on because I don't know if it's our need for excitement or something to really grip us, but I don't know if any of you guys remember when it was flipping from 1999 to 2000. For about a year before it flipped, there was some scientist came out saying, well, and when Y2K hits, every computer in the world's going to turn off. And like corporations were spending millions of dollars to overhaul their computers and make sure that didn't happen. And Y2K showed up, came and went, Everybody had a really great New Year's party, and every computer was exactly the same as it was the day before in 1999. Wow. Like the earliest part of this is really, this goes way back, man. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever heard about this, but this was legendary. There was a guy named Geraldo Rivera, and for months he was the big investigative guy, and he was pretty hot for a while, and this was kind of the event that sort of sent him on the downward spiral, because for months they got permission to go into this. It was called Al Capone's vault under this building that had been one of Al Capone's buildings, and it was supposed to contain all this money and all kinds of stuff, right? So they make a big deal about it, get it on live TV, and they bust through where this thing is, and it was a bunch of dirt, and there wasn't a single thing in there except trash. And then my last, I always like threes. My last example of that would be like pretty much from 2000 to 2012, all anybody heard about was the end of the world and the Mayan calendar. And if you look back on all those movies that were made about that, and everybody was freaking out and and again, December 12th, 2000 or 21st, 2012 came and went. It was a really super cool day. I had a really nice solstice ritual and blasted off some good stuff, got some great inspiration, made some really great art. And it was the same day as it was yesterday. The world did not come to an end. Let's see. Yeah. Heather, good to see you. Oh, yeah. Linda says, I clearly remember this story. Poor Geraldo. Where did he go? Well, you see him on weird podcasts and stuff now, man. It wound up, he had a couple of other like crashes after that. I don't know if you actually got to see it or not, but it was pretty funny. Well, yeah, Tammy Jo said it wasn't the end, just a new way of living. Well, like that's every day. Opportunity to do it better, Um, all right. Let's get into some music here. Something I'm working on right now for one of my classes is a little exploration of composers, classical composers. And one of my favorite guys is this Russian composer from the 1800s named Alexander Scriabin. And he designed and wrote a whole, well, for him, music was not just music, it was color. You can see why I'm hooked already. And he wrote a whole orchestral symphony based off of all the notes being color. And his vision was to, like do a modern light show, that's what he was seeing in his head. But needless to say, he was somewhat restricted. The technology just didn't exist for any of that to happen. We had just barely gotten electricity, much less be able to do all of those kinds of things. So anyway, I got to see, there are some recreations of that and modern that they've done in modern times, and they're pretty super cool. And um, that's one of the things I wanted to bring up tonight. All right. My handy dandy little book. All right. Music and magic and energy are like one and the same thing. As a matter of fact, in like especially most of the Western traditions, um, kind of say that the universe was created with numbers, letters, and sound, and the numbers kind of define the frequency. The letters shape the frequency, and sound organizes energy and matter. Um, One of the coolest, music seems kind of complicated. It's like 88 keys, but it's actually ridiculously simple. And even if you're not really super interested in becoming a musician, just kind of having this understanding of these lets you manipulate and use sounds and things around you to a really great effect. Okay. Um, so this is a C. You can see there are two black keys, three black keys, right? That's a chunk right there. And there are 7 of those chunks that go up the thing, but they're all the same notes. So you hear people talk about middle C. So you count those numbers. You count the numbers of well, first of all, it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and then the octave C, right? So that's an octave right there. Um, each of those, okay, so there's 7 whole notes in the tone. There's 7 colors. So C would be red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. Or you could make that purple and be magenta. Some people do that. Um, and then each of those. So like each letter in your name relates to a number. And then once you have that number, you've got the corresponding numbers down here: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So then you take those numbers, and there is an intrinsic sequence of notes built into every word. And especially your name has significance because that's what you're stamped with when you walk into the world. So it lets you start playing with intent. And when you're playing notes and seeing colors, and you're thinking about okay, 7 notes, there are 7 octaves, there are 7 chakras, there are 7 colors, there are 7 days. Well, yeah, of course, I'm not going to remember them all. Oh, yeah, and 7 planets. So each one of those notes, you can really tune with intent for that energy to be focused and using those particular energies. And when you figure out the notes of your own personal name, then you know what energies within the actual verbiage of your name actually has, right? So it's like the frequency of it, like there's your name formed in the astral, and you speak it, right? So it has that juice about it. Pretty super cool. All right, so yeah, let me grab. Hey Heather, good to see you. All right, so I'm just going to grab a name. I'm going to grab. Yeah, I'm gonna grab my friend Jilly's name. Okay, let me do something real quick here. All right, so Jilli. So that would be a 1, a 9, a 5, a 5, or I'm sorry. Yeah, 3. And another 9. All right. So those notes are D, or G. I'm sorry. Those notes are C, D, E, E, D. And when it's a 9, it's like, well, where's the 9 go? Like C to C is 8, and I just add the next D up as the 9. All right. So let me put that together here really quick. Let me see. All right. So, wow, you can't really see that very good. Let me turn down the exposure. And let me zoom in. There we go. All right. So you can see first note, the D, E's, and the last D. So, when you first listen to them, you just stack them up as letters, as notes right next to each other. They're just notes at that point. But that's where your personal energy and your creativity and your knowledge of the person that you're doing it for comes into play. And you can stretch it out. I stretched this one out to like 8 bars, or 4 bars rather. And here's what we got. Here, hold on. We don't need any drums or anything here. Yeah. All the same notes, just rearranging them in different. Just really beautiful. Super fun, super fun, super fun, super fun. I've got all kinds of different instruments. Like each of these tracks is a different instrument. I got drums down here, a little bass thing set up, and just really, really fun. All right. I'm going to grab Inga's name because it's really short. Yeah, no, that's wrong. Hold on. There we go. All right. Let's sequence those together. Yeah, let's do another one. Just a rearrangement of those same notes. All right, super fun. Anybody else want their name? I'm up for it. Let's see. We've got plenty of time. Yeah, I'd love to hook somebody up. Yeah, let's see. All right. Let's see. We got Tammy. We got Linda. Let's hook it up here. All right. Let's start first. Oh man. All right. Let's do Tammy's first up. Let's see. TAMMY. All right, that's a 2, a 1, a 4, a 4, and a 7, which is a D, a C, an F, and a B. All right, let's drag this out a little bit more. A little more room. Okay, let's see. Yeah, right. Here, let's do something kind of spaced out. All right, let's see. damn cool. All right, I'm digging that. Let's copy that and speed that up a little bit. All right, select all, copy, paste, and we want some more space. Yeah, that's something to consider too. You know, I get lost. I'm digging it. I like get so lost in it, and yeah, these are really great meditations. Um, I'll definitely grab yours in just a second, Linda. One of the ways I got really deeply involved in using this was, we've talked about making sigils many times, where you take a desire, you condense it down to just a few letters that don't repeat, and then each of those has a thing, and then you draw a graphic symbol and charge that with energy. Well, I added this aspect of it so that while I'm in the middle of charging it and getting ready to launch it, um, whatever the music of the particular sigil is playing at the time, and that just added this whole like crazy weird extra level of intensity to it that I've used ever since then. Yeah. All right, let's grab Lindy. This is really fun to do for you. Well, as I've said many times, Linda's husband was really my musical recording mentor and pretty much showed me how to get my ideas down and get started in learning how to produce some actual music. So this is really fun to be able to do this back here. Hang on one second. All right, Linda. All right, so that's a 3, a 9, a 5, a 4, and a 1, which is an E, a D, a G, an F, and a C. Right? Easy peasy. All right, let me get rocking on this. I debated on doing this because this part of it's kind of clunky, but just hang with me. Maybe I can hum some elevator music or something. All right. All right, there's L. And we're just going to thin that up a little bit. D, G, I think this is going to be kind of cool. Sorry, I'm back. I love that. I love that. I love that. I love that. As a matter of fact, let's push play. Or I'll say Command S is your friend. Okay. All right. I've got time for one more. Let's see who's next. All right, Alana. Yes, for sure. Wow, you have your name's a C chord. Yeah, you have an interesting numerology to your name. We'll see. All right, so A 1, 3, L 1, A 5, N 1, A. So that's a C, an E, a C, a G, and a C. You didn't know you were going to get a music lesson tonight, right? Okay, hold on. There we go. So that C, E, G, that's actually a C chord. Those 3 notes. All right, so let's do something sparky. all set up. All right, so all right, we're going to do the first one where we're just putting together. There we go. Too fun, too fun, too fun. Yeah. Let's see. Performance piece, dancing to the music created from my name. An excellent, excellent, excellent idea. And something I wanted to, such a bonehead here. Hide. Okay. Something I wanted to bring up tonight is, I've been doing some, I got to do a really nice commission here. Let's get back out to like real size. No, that's not what we want. We want you, and we want to zoom the heck out. crank this up. There we go. All right. So I've been doing light painting commissions, and I had this idea over the weekend to like kind of combine the music, the art, the whole 9 yards, and like we could start with a numerology reading that sort of determines what the numbers are, and then I could construct a full blown song based off of your numbers, and have some breaks. And like have it be a real song and be like 5 to 8 minutes, something you could actually meditate with and sink down into. And then another aspect of that would be to do a final video that tied together the colors and the sound, and it should just be this really immersive experience. So tossing that out to you. I'd love to compose your music for you, help bring the music out that's already in you to the surface. I think that would be a really, really awesome thing. All right. Wow, I went really long tonight. Tom, I'll catch you up, my brother. I really will, but we're kind of like scrunched right now. So on another time. And actually like if you get a chance, come to yoga this Sunday. There's a bunch of things I'd like to kind of kick around with you and talk about. Yes. Spectre said personal energy profiles. Love it. Yeah. Okay. I had this idea a few years ago. I did a proposal for to be able to participate in this art installation thing at the Wolfsonian down in Miami. And my idea was called the Soul Cube, and it's this big like 15 by 15 cube, plexiglass cube that's sort of glowing a little bit. And you walk into this empty room and the cube's right in the middle, and you walk into the cube, you sit down in this kind of futuristic chair, and it starts reading your numbers and starts generating tones and colors. And the inside of the walls are all like 3G projector like modes. So you just become immersed in your own sound, your own color. Like the whole environment would be your own personal frequency, which is a really cool, not every time do people's like names sound good. There have been times when they're kind of, but that's sort of an indication, like where dissonance exists. Maybe there's also corresponding dissonance in your actual life. It's always a good place to look. Oh man. Tom says, I appreciate your creativity and sharing this with us. You're a wonderful blessing for the collective. You as well, my brother. Thank you very much. I appreciate you. Okay. We're kind of wrapping to the end of the show, but I've got a couple of readings I want to do for some people, and anybody that's willing to hang out and wait, I'll keep going until we're out of time. So let's make some sacred space. And actually, speaking of space, let me get a little space. There we go. All right, now that's just entirely too bright. Oh, it's too dark. There we go. All right. Kind of get centered again here, and then I can ride the music. Well, I have been the last week or so. I've just really been riding that wave hard. All right, here we go. With the brilliant light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. With the brilliant light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. With the brilliant light of the source, I banish and clean this space. I make this place pure. We come together tonight to join our love and joy, create our sacred space, our place of safety and sanctuary, connecting ourselves energetically. We ask that the angels be with us this evening, our guides and allies. They share their wisdom, their knowledge, their understanding, and their love of the source. With absolute gratitude for all of it, the good, the bad, and especially the ugly. Absolute unconditional love and our wish for bliss to the source. We open our circle. All right, we're going to do 3 really nice quick breaths. We won't get into any lengthy breathing tonight, but let's take a nice ride down to blank space. All right, we're going to use our solar plexus. Inhale. We're going to be drawing in golden, brilliant, golden, almost so bright that it's white source energy. We're going to go in through the nose and let that infuse every single cell in your body and flow out into your light body and just brighten. All right, here we go. By the way, this energy is amazing healing energy. If you have something specific that's bothering you right now, make sure that you focus and pinpoint that. Send it right to that area. All right. Here we go. Inhale in through the nose. Use your solar plexus. Really fill it up to the max. And exhale, sinking deep into the silence. Sounds of the world fading away. No mind, no thoughts. Deeper silence. And inhale, really make it count. When you think you're full, put a little more in. And exhale, sinking deeper into the bliss. No time, no future, no past. Deeper silence. All right, last one. Make it count. Inhale. Bright gold energy, warm and healing. And exhale into the beautiful silence. No thoughts. No distractions. Silence. We're going to hang right here for 30 seconds. $15. And 30. Take a nice deep breath. All right. This one's for my friend Fred. Yeah, words of wisdom from my good friend Fred. Words of wisdom from my good friend Fred. Words of wisdom from my good friend Fred. Oh, all right, number 17, the angel of revelation. All right, hang on. Let me get everybody up here. Share screen. And you. All right, number 17. You're feeling betrayed by your trusted friends, disillusioned. Your false vision in a spiritual matter is crumbling. You feel as if you've been stabbed in the back. These feelings are creating extreme despair, depression, and a deep sense of loss. A new dawn always rises, bringing with it hope for a better day. Let go of your fears. They led you to this negative thinking. It's your self created prophecy that things would not work out. Give yourself the right to give up. Lose the untrustworthy friends and abandon this broken project. Stop fighting these losing battles. Surrender and face your fears head on, and you will discover something wonderful has happened. You are free. You discover that the monster you fear isn't half as bad as you think it is. Broaden your thinking. Your life is not over. Use your imagination. Visualize your best life. Every vision is an illusion until you make it real. Your reality is dependent on your point of view. Alter your mind, and you immediately alter your reality. Nobody knows that better than you. What you think, you become. All right. All right, this one's for Mary Jo. Although she already has her answer. Words of wisdom from my good friend Mary Jo. Words of wisdom from my good friend Mary Jo. Words of wisdom from my good friend Mary Jo. Number 40, the angel of fertility. Why does sorrow hurt so much? The pain of separation is a bitter pill to swallow. Make the choice to remove yourself from any situation which produces sorrow or negative vibrations. Find your creative light and let it shine. Man, every single word of this was written for you. Give up any dependency on others for your ideas. Focus your efforts on organizing your own life. View the past as a whole picture. Expand your view to the big picture and away from the small view that causes you pain. Be the peacemaker, which you're excellent at. Never be afraid to say you're sorry. Think before you speak so that you will not feel sorry after it's too late. Learn to accept your situation. Allow yourself to experience the pain. Give yourself the right to grieve and release that heartache. Then let it go. Then, once the upset, pain, and tears have gone, open the door to all those new possibilities. Man, this is so for you, my darling. Yeah. You're welcome, Tom. Night, my brother. All right. Anybody else? All right, Alana. Sharpen your focus. You're pretty good, but sharpen your focus. There you go. Words of wisdom from my friend Alana. Words of wisdom from my friend Alana. Words of wisdom from my friend Alana. Number 24, the angel of protection. Boom. You are getting their attention and the results are pouring in. A new relationship is possible. You've been asleep. Time to wake up to the world and all its opportunities. Always believe that there will be positive change and stop worrying. New possibilities and opportunities will be offered. There are new relationships and new ideas waiting to be discovered. Trust and believe that your ideas are good and have a little more patience. When it looks like nothing is really happening, get ready for an exciting surprise. Your enthusiasm will overflow your cup. Seize the opportunity and the moment. You will know the joy of the best of both worlds. All right. All right, Tammy Joe, this is the last one. Concentrate really hard. 3 nice deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more. Words of wisdom from my friend Tammy Joe. 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 Number 53, the angel of spiritual communication. You have been under pressure and experienced many changes in your lifetime. You've taken on too many responsibilities, and your creativity may have taken a hit. You feel oppressed physically and mentally. Genuine change will seem impossible when your load of activities is too great. Stop being the savior of everyone else. Stop taking other people's projects and give back the ones you can. Scrape the built up ice off your windshield and do that aura meditation from a week or so ago. Scrape off the ice off your windshield and take a good look at the world. Yeah, and take a good look at the world, like the real world. Sometimes you take on other people's loads in order to avoid dealing with your own, as we all do. People pleasing is a rope that binds you. Do you want to be free to travel, to seek adventure and new involvements, yet find yourself caught in an endless circle of responsibilities, family, financial, and work? You take on all the total weight of your relationships, leaving nothing for you. It's not your job to always smooth whatever problems, conflicts, or issues arrive. Stop struggling to keep a relationship going while the other person is not even aware of what is happening. Yeah. Do that aura meditation and get it. You're like right there. Go for it. All right. Well, that brings us to the end of another adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed the music exploration, and it wasn't too much of a drag to watch it all be happening. And if you dug it, let me know, and I'll figure out how to get this even smoother and cooler. And again, we're doing the readings at the end of the show, and those are super cool. But there's nothing like a one-on-one personal reading with somebody, and if you're interested in that, I really love reading for people and scraping open the lids of information for them. That's really amazing, and I'd love to create something for you, whether it's a picture, whether it's a music, whether it's like let me help you find my creative vision of the real you. All my art is totally connected, like magic art magic. For sure. So thank you everybody for being here and hanging out, and I look forward to seeing you guys next week. And pop by, I guess there aren't Toys R Us, but pop by the dime store and just pick up one of those little goofy toy piano thing. And if it has 8 notes on it, get it and start playing around with it, man. I think you would just absolutely have a blast. Plus, it would really spur your numerological interest as well. So, yeah, I feel like I'm forgetting something. Oh, yeah, I'm really struggling to get my butt down to Miami and pick up new decks, and hopefully we'll be having those by next week. I keep saying that. I'm also stuck in Patreon hell right at the moment too, but I'll remedy both of those situations very shortly. All right. Well, love you guys very much. Means a lot. Come and share an energy and space and time, and I appreciate your effort to be here and share with us. So Until next week. We close our circle with joy and music in our hearts. Music in our hearts. And we send everyone on their happy way. And until next week, with absolute gratitude for all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, infinite unconditional love, and our wish for bliss to the source. Until next week, be in the light.